on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
It's safe to say we are not at the beach anymore. No playa at the moment. We'll get to another beach, don't worry, but right now we're in the big city.
We have come to Santo Domingo. It is our first time in a new city in almost 2 years. We are in the Colonial Zone. Absolutely gorgeous, cannot wait to show it to you. So Santo Domingo happens to be the oldest inhabited city in all of the Americas. It dates back to 1496. Therefore, tons of historical things here that we will be visiting a lot of them today. Starting off in a place called Independencia Park.
What are these statues behind you?
Well, I tried to read a little bit about it, and by the way, I'm just going to say this right up front. We are not historians. It's not what our channel is about if you're the first time watching. We try to throw in a few little facts that we read online, but definitely not historians, so if we don't get things exactly right, apologies, but we're going to try to give you a little bit of information today. What I read was there are, I think, looks like there's more than 27, but I thought I read 27, but there's definitely more than 27 statues of the people that founded the Dominican Republic.
So for the longest time, we had no idea where Santo Domingo was. The only time we ever heard the name was basically in TV shows and movies, like period pieces specifically, right?
Yeah, you know, when someone's like going to the new world and they're going to Santo Domingo. I just remember probably 10 years ago being like, where is Santo Domingo? Does it even exist anymore? And then looking it up and being like, wait a second. I feel like an idiot because it's the capital of the Dominican. But really, when you're in Canada, most people that visit the Dominican go to resorts, and like all-inclusive resorts to come to the Dominican, which there aren't really around here, so they go to like Punta Cana, Puerto Plata, that kind of thing.
Well, now we know what they mean when they say, I'm going to Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo, here we go. So what do you think this place is?
So I actually had to look it up because I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about it because it looks really, really cool inside. It's called the Altar de la Patria. It holds the, basically a mausoleum for the 3 founding fathers of the Dominican Republic.
It is so beautiful inside here. What it reminds me of just a little bit is the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. What a spot. We're now just coming up on one of the main pedestrian roads here. I think it's called El Conde. It's quite the spot.
It connects to the park. The park kind of starts at the beginning and then it goes all the way down to, I think maybe a church, but we'll see in a minute. But it's like the main pedestrian street here, at least in the old part of the city, the colonial city. I'm not sure about the rest of the city if there are some pedestrian-only streets, but this is a definite must visit.
It's very, very beautiful here. What it reminds me of is Cartagena a little bit, or Old Panama City. The buildings are just spectacular. There's lots of art on the road, there's vendors, and of course there's a lot of people around, but because we're at the tail end of the pandemic, it's not as busy as normal.
It's not as busy, and we also noticed a lot of like for sale or for rent signs around, a lot of stuff closed, so I don't know if it's normally like that anyway, or if it's a pandemic, you know, a lot of places closed.
Just realized something. We didn't tell you guys who we are yet if you happen to be new around here. I am Trevor. The woman holding the camera there is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the like button. We have so much more coming up on the Dominican Republic. If you're not new, it's very nice to see you guys again. Well, I think it's time we get a drink here on the side of the road, huh?
Seems like a good idea. Can't do this at home.
It's getting pretty loud around here. Well, cheersies.
Cheers.
We don't do this too often.
No, we don't often get beer to go. We've been in Canada for what, like 16 months, and it's definitely illegal in our part of Canada to get a beer and drink it outside in public, unfortunately. Anytime we do it in a foreign city, we always talk about how odd it feels, like when we're doing something wrong or like we shouldn't be doing it, and then everybody that's from that place always laughs at us because they're so used to it, but for us it's...
Here's something funny. The police just walked by when we started filming this scene right behind you. You didn't see it.
No, I didn't.
So they're okay with it too.
We're okay.
We're okay. As we're having this refreshing beer here, I just can't stop admiring the beautiful buildings. You can see they have like wrought iron on the patios as well. What it reminds me of just from the places we've been, it's a little bit of Cartagena, a little bit of Old Panama City, a tiny bit of Merida, all wrapped into one, and then you have Santo Domingo. Except this was the very first city, so maybe the other cities are like this city. So we have just come over to Columbus Park. Now this is one of the main tourist attractions and one of the biggest features at the end of this street. The Independence Park's way on the other side. Now we're here. You can hear drums in the background. You probably see lots of pigeons. I mean lots and lots of pigeons. There's screaming kids because there's so many pigeons, and there's a very important statue behind us. That's Christopher Columbus back there.
to go along with the oldest city here in the Americas, we also have the oldest cathedral as well. You can tell just by looking at it that it's really, really old. It is called the Cathedral of Santa Maria la Menor, probably saying that incorrectly. It actually was built in 1540, or between 1514 and 1541.
We've never seen anything like this church before. Actually, I find it looks a little bit like a castle. Normally they don't look this old, so there's a reason for that, because it is the oldest in the Americas. But wow, this is spectacular. If you're coming here, make sure to stop by this place.
So it is now the next day. We figured before we go out and explore again, we'd show you where we're staying. We're staying at a boutique hotel called Casa Sanchez. Very, very cute. Nice little rooftop is where we are now.
Yeah, look at that. It's like a hot tub, but it's not hot, of course.
But it's not hot. But I don't think you'd want a hot tub in this weather because it's really, really hot.
No.
There's some loungers. Oh, there's also some kittens, but it's the middle of the day, and I think they're usually sleeping.
The kittens hide under there. But look, we'll show you guys. So here is the loungers, and then you have like tables over there. It's very well thought out.
It is, and you can't really tell from here, but it's like, I'm assuming a relatively historic building because it's got all like Spanish tile and it's very colonial feeling. It's really, really a gorgeous spot, and it's very well priced as well.
There is something else I want to show you guys. There's a gorgeous pool here on the first floor. So right down there, you'll see it now. It's absolutely spectacular. These buildings from the outside are very interesting. We will show you. We're going back out to explore. Don't worry, we're going to take you with us. But we'll show you the outside of the building because you would never think this is all in here.
Come inside, we will give you a very quick room tour. Excuse the mess, we've been here a couple of days and it's relatively cluttered, but you'll still get the idea. It's a TV here. Obviously we're not using it because we have a bunch of bottles in front of it. And this is Trevor's little workstation he's got going on over here.
You gotta have that.
Got the bed here. It's a queen, I think. We just came from a king-size bed, so it feels really small, so it might be a queen or a double. I'm not quite sure. Love the tile on the wall.
Yeah, the tile is awesome. Then you have a bathroom over this way.
Yeah, really, really big bathroom. Super spacious. Again, really neat tile on the floor. Something that you have to love about Spanish colonial style architecture is there's always really, really amazing tiles.
Yeah. So it's not a big room.
No,
but it does.
It's pretty simple and basic, but I love the outdoor space here.
So this is the building behind me here. It's the blue one. It's called Casa Sanchez if you're curious. We just love that kind of architecture because you never know what's back there. It's just a straight up, basically wall from the sidewalk, but back there's pools, there's multiple rooms, there's bars, there's a tiny little like cafe section to eat. You never know. All right, first stop on the next day here. We've landed ourselves in a little, well, I should say a big square.
A really big square. It's called the Plaza de Espana. It's huge.
Yeah.
I think they use it for like events and things because right now with nobody in it, it kind of feels like, or it looks like a big parking lot or something. But I imagine at times it's packed full of people with things happening and concerts and that kind of thing. But behind us is the Parque Colon. It's one of the main things to visit while you're here in this part of the city. Apparently, well, nowadays it's a museum, but back in the day, it was the home of the son of Christopher Columbus.
How cool.
Yeah, fun little fact for you. It's the only known residence in the Americas of the Columbus family.
Here's what I like about this square. You can probably hear a little bit of music happening. There's families here. It's Sunday. There's also lots of cafes and restaurants. It's just a lot of fun to be here.
It is. It's one of the places you definitely have to visit. And I know whenever you read like a blog post or watch someone's video on here, they always say go eat at one of the cafes and just people watch.
Yeah.
Well, there's not that many people out at the moment.
No, but it is a good people watching place. We can confirm because we did this the other day. I know we said this before, but does it ever feel good to be back out exploring again? All you original, delightful viewers, you know what I'm talking about. It's just like the old times. How about this building though? This was built between 1511 and 1514. Just look at the shape it's in. You can see all these arches and the pillars. It is gorgeous. We love coming across stuff like this, especially in this city.
It's funny how in heat like this, I can go from like, ah, it's not too bad, I'm doing okay, to like, I am melting and I'm going to die on the side of the road. So it's important, obviously, to stay hydrated. We just bought one from a guy like selling it out of a cart sort of thing, and I thought he was gonna like totally try to rip us off, but it was 25 pesos, which I think is like 50 cents, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so that's not bad at all.
That's not bad. And if you're wondering what the temperature is, it's pretty much November, and it's about 31 or 32 degrees.
Something like that, yeah. You need to get a hat.
And save me some of the agua.
I don't know.
This city has really taken us by surprise. We didn't know exactly what to think coming in, but the buildings around here are beautiful, and it's been so much fun just kind of walking around, getting a little bit lost. I think we read, is the old town like 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer?
Yeah, it's not very big at all. So.
Yeah, so it's easy to get around, but it still feels big at the same time.
Yeah, it doesn't feel super tiny by any means, but at least easy to walk.
All right, next stop on the list. What is this called again?
We are at the Fortaleza Ozama, and there is a castle behind me. Pretty cool looking castle too.
There's also, well, over this way, there's a statue of someone named
some guy.
Gonzalo Fernandez de Oviedo.
Yeah, we'll have to look up to see who that is.
But look at this, and it's just a big open field.
It is, yeah, and there's actually a river right below us. We'll go see that in a second, but I guess the castle itself, or the fort, is named after the river. So it must be the River Ozama?
So if you're wondering how much this costs to get in, it's about 70 pesos each. So we're talking about $3, $3
for both of us, yeah.
Which is amazing because it's quite the place, and you'll probably notice there's not a lot of tourists here. I think in normal times and like a high season, this would probably be very
I know,
busy.
I'm waiting for like a big tour group to come in and like invade or something like that.
Yeah, that could happen, but look at the size of this. Look, if I bend down, that'll show you for scale. I mean, this thing is absolutely massive. Okay, up the stairs we go. What do you see? Oh, it's just like a big old room.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a little lookout. Oh, cool. You can go right in here.
So I wasn't lying. There is actually a river right here. Really good view right out of this window. I think the mouth of the river is actually not far down here, so that probably makes sense why they would put a fort right here, because the ocean is basically just ocean, and then like the river just starts right there.
Can you picture being a guard right here?
No.
Guard Anna. So we've made it all the way up to the top here, and now I see why they chose this point. You can see the river, and you can also see the ocean. This is a proper looking fortress. It's very castle-like up here at the top. One thing I think I see as well is a cruise ship, but I can't tell if it's a ferry, so we must be really close to the port, maybe? If any of you are from here and you're Dominicans, let us know, because this is our first time kind of scoping it out, but the view up here is awesome. You have to come to this fort to kind of check all of this out.
So something I don't think we've said yet in this video is that the Colonial Zone itself is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, as is this fort here. I'm gonna go to my phone for some stuff. It's recognized by UNESCO as being the oldest military construction of European origin in the Americas. So what is that? Are there like military sites that are non-European origins? Like Mayan origin? Does anybody know the answer to that question? What would be considered like a military site in the Americas that's not of European origin?
I never thought about that before.
So it was built between 1502 to 1508 by the Spanish, of course.
All right, we're back out on the streets here now, but this street specifically is beautiful.
It is. It's one of the nicest streets we've come across. I'm not sure, I missed the name of it, but yeah, it's pretty. There's lots of like really well done over buildings. Like they've renovated them really nicely from the outside. There's no power lines.
Yeah,
nice
no power lines. I was wondering if you're going to say that. That's what I noticed right away, and it's just really, really colorful. But we're trying.
Probably a good place to start. Probably a good place to come for your Instagram photos.
Absolutely. We are trying to find a specific spot right now, though, to get a drink.
So we've come over to a place called Sugarcane. I think it's actually a rum museum, but they have this amazing rooftop bar. You can probably see the view behind me of this like old 500-year-old church that we went to earlier. It's just an amazing, amazing view. So I went for a rum drink, of course, because we are at a rum place. I went for a mojito, one of my favorite drinks, but it's made with chinola, which I believe is, and I always forget the word for it.
Passion fruit.
Passion fruit. Passion fruit. But it's so delicious.
So I ended up going for a Presidente light here, the Dominican cerveza staple. Now, I don't know if we said already, but we're trying to be a little discreet. We tried to get in here, and right away they said, no camera, put away the camera. And we were like, guys, we're not doing a full-on photo shoot. We're here to just talk about your rooftop, and this is kind of promotion. But anyway, we took the camera anyway. But It's feeling pretty good right now. The view is amazing here of the square and that old church that we saw at the first of the video. This town just has it all, including nice cold. You guessed it, cerveza. I'm digging these Presidente lights. I kind of like them more than Presidente Normal at the moment. Goes well, nice and frio, nice and cold, and such a good view up here, you guys. Well, that was a fun day. We haven't been exploring like that in
almost 2 years, and it
years.
feels so good. And I feel like we're gonna be saying this for months now. It feels so good, but it really does. It's refreshing. It feels new again. It's exciting.
We're basically going to be broken records. So you guys will hear us say this over and over because we're having fun again. And not that we weren't in Nova Scotia. We love Nova Scotia, but
this is what we love. This is what we do. This is what we live for.
Yeah, that being hot weather.
Hot weather and new cities and new experiences.
Exploring.
And just, new things around. One thing we always say is we love not knowing literally what's around the corner, and it's fun to be in a new city and experiencing that.
So if you guys got this far in the video and you don't know who we are, Trevor, Anna, Delightful Travelers, make sure to hit subscribe, the thumbs up button, leave us a comment, let us know what you think. If you do know who we are, thank you for always coming along in these videos. We absolutely love it.
And there'll be loads more Dominican content coming up in the next few months, but I think in the next video, I might try some food. Primarily focusing on like Dominican and Caribbean food, but we'll see what happens.
It's gonna be fun because there's a lot of little local places here around the Colonial Zone. However, there are some kind of fusion style restaurants as well with Dominican food.
Yeah, some really cool looking places, so we're excited to try that for sure.
And you guys know we like to eat.
We do.
And we're due for a food video.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since we did a proper food video, but it's coming in the next one, so get ready guys. But thanks for coming along today. It's been a blast.
All right guys, that's it.
From Santo Domingo, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.